Hello, my name is Leanne Formalo with Drawlikeakid online, and today I'll be teaching you how to draw a beach. Something nice and simple, serene. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be doing this digitally with Photoshop and a drawing tablet. And the reason for this is that I sadly don't have the equipment needed to properly record myself doing this traditionally. However, at the end of the tutorial, I will be showing the traditional version that I did do on my sketchbook. Now, for this tutorial, you'll need a pencil, a pen, an eraser, obviously, and six colors. Now, you can choose whatever colors you want, but for this tutorial, I'll be using light blue, dark blue, yellow, brown, green, and orange. Let's start with the island. Just a nice little curve at the end of your frame, at the end of your paper, whatever you'll be using. And now that we have this, let's add some detail to it. You don't want an empty island. Let's add a palm tree. We'll add two curvy lines that kind of form the shape of a triangle. And from where those two lines meet, you want to draw more curving lines, and these will be our palm trees. So start with one big arcing line and add three smaller arcing lines that kind of edge towards the end of the first one. And it's a bit scuffed looking, to be honest. It's not the most accurate looking palm tree. However, in our mind's eye, when you perceive it, when this will be all be said and done, when we finish the drawing, it will give off the illusion of palm trees. We need some water on this beach. If there wasn't any water, this wouldn't be a beach. This would be a desert. So let's just draw a nice, I guess, straight squiggly line. It's a bit of an oxymoron, but here we go. Yeah, this nice squiggly line. These will be our waves, and on top of these waves, let's add a nice little boat. So just a lopsided D shape just on top of the line. Got a line in the middle. This will be the mast, and a triangle, which will be our sail. Now, the sky is looking a bit empty, I think, so I think we should decorate it. You can add whatever you want. I'll be adding some birds. Some like simple two-line birds there, as well as some clouds. There's some nice fluffy clouds to keep the sky from looking too empty. Let's add one here, one just below our palm tree, and one here. There we go. And I think we're done for now. This is our sketch. Now, when doing this, the real world with more traditional equipment, you would want to take your pen and start tracing over these. For this tutorial, I'll be lowering the opacity of the pencil a bit just so I can see it better. But I will still be doing the process of relining everything. And if you want to add more details at this stage, go for it. I say, you know, okay. First of all, we want to erase any stray pencil lines that we don't want to add to our lined version. Just anything you kind of want, just like it's more of a cleanup stage. If you really want to keep it nice and tidy looking, now that's done. Let's start lining stuff. I will admit, doing this process digitally is much more difficult than it would be doing it with just a regular ballpoint pen. I want to be as honest as possible with this process. Show all of the show that it's not really about making something that's super amazing looking. All right, we got our tree. A bit squiggly. The lines are quite difficult to follow lines with a drawing tablet. Let's have our waves. Ooh. Our boat. My boat got a bit taller there. Sail. Our two little birds, and now our clouds. I believe the clouds more than anything else here are are struggling the most with the medium difference here, but I'm sure your clouds will look much better than mine are turning out right now. And there we go. Now that you're done inking, once it's dried up, this is important. If you're with some pens, the ink takes a while to dry, and if you try to erase it at this point, it will start to smear, and we don't want that. So I recommend if to wait a little bit, then start erasing. That's not the right layer for me. Start erasing the pencils that are underneath your lines. This just kind of keeps it looking a bit cleaner. Let's just remove all of this. Like this really gets your hands sweaty, doesn't it? I can feel the moisture trying to build up within my palm. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's everything for now. Now we have our lovely, if a bit squiggly looking. Just gonna fix this here. There we go. Our lovely, if a bit squiggly looking beach scene. Now all that's left to do is color it. At this point, you can do this at any stage you want, but I'm gonna be start doing this in the same pace that we did the sketch and lines in. It is kind of a rough process, but we're having a laugh about it, and that's the most important thing. Just kind of laughing, having fun, having a good time. And here we go. If you want a cleaner look to it, you can have your lines fully connect. Have like for the leaves. I like the look of it not being fully connected since I kind of like the more artsy looking look to it. But as always, you do you. Let's finish these. There we go. Now finish this. And there we go. That's our tree. Just gonna go in and erase some of it. Okay. Now let's get to the sea. Our nice dark blue or whatever color you chose. I'd recommend using a darker color for the sea, but who knows? Maybe you want to draw a sea of, say, whatever bright, like orange juice or something bright and vibrant. I think you should do you. And you'll notice that I'm repeating that saying a lot, you do you, because there isn't really one right way of doing. When it comes to drawing and illustrative art, there isn't really one right way. And I guess in life in general, really, there isn't really one right way to do anything. There's just your way, how you want to do it, and however you think is best. And if what you think is best is an ocean that looks like it's made out of lemonade, then you do you, man. Now that that's going. This really, this is a hand workout if I've ever felt one. Now that we have our sea done, let's get on to the sky. I'm gonna have to zoom in some points here just to get some of the finer details because it's a bit hard to reach for my with my circumstance, but it's all right. Now you can view this as something that's a bit tedious. So it's a big open space, and I have to get through this. You can see it as a bit of a roadblock to the finished product. It can be a bit annoying to have to color in this big space. You can also view this as a opportunity to kind of reflect on things. We live in such a fast moving world. We're always working. We're always rushing to do the next thing, meet the next deadline. We're always running to reach our goals, pursue our passions and dreams. And I think that's good. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you just need to slow down and really reflect, reevaluate the things you want to do, reevaluate the things that make you happy, reevaluate your reasons for doing the things you do. I think the way things are right now, a lot of us are focused on doing, and we tend to forget why we do the things we do. I think that can be really bad for us. What happens when you find yourself in a situation where you've done for so long that you've forgotten why you did it all? And so I guess monotonous, slow tasks like these, anything slow within your life, let's say waiting for the water to boil for your coffee or your tea, commuting to work or school. I think there's value to be had in these downtimes, these nothing times where we're not working. Zones where we can really just, I guess, come back down from it all. Where we can retreat to a quieter, simpler place for even just a moment. I really think that, fleeting though it may be, it really does help. It really does help with putting everything into perspective. Although what doesn't help is the hand pain that comes from it. Jesus Christ, man. If your hand ever starts hurting, I recommend pausing for a few minutes, maybe stretching your fingers out like this. If you're like me and you do a lot of wrist movements in your line of work, that's especially important. Now we're reaching the end of this section. We're reaching the end of the sky section. I'm gonna have to go out of bounds for some of the little frame I've given myself. Let's fill this in. Ooh. I'm covering up a lot of the leaves right now, but that's okay. I'm sure you won't make the same mistakes as I have with With more traditional mediums. Oh, there goes the tree. It's all right. I'll fill that in a bit. And there we go. So I just have to fix this a bit. Just tidy it up. And then the leaves. Ooh, okay. And now we're done with our sky. Now that all that's left is our boat and the sail. Now I'll be using the same color for the mane of the boat as the tree because they're both wood. There we go. And last, I'll be using my nice bright orange for the not the mast, the sail. There we go, the sail. And just like that, we're done. We had a great time making this, didn't we? And now we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We get to look at this cute little drawing, this nice peaceful drawing of a beach that we made. Maybe put your name on the side of it. We all deserve to have something that we've made with our names on it. Let's put our name on the little island here. I'll put my name, Lee Hun. There we go. Now it's done. And now that it's done, I'll be showing the traditional version that I made. Here it is. It's, as you can see, this digital version. I tried my best to copy this version, although there are some things I accidentally omitted. The little wave lines, the lines on the tree. But that's all right. Either way, we got to the same end product, and either way, we got it done. If you find yourself unable to take the time to sit down and follow this tutorial, that's all right. There are simpler ways of going about this, since as despite the name of the website, Drawlikeakid, we're not kids and we don't have the time of a kid. So if you're looking for a simpler version, I have here some examples of doodle versions I did, which is just the same sort of basic shapes we used for the big version, but scaled down a lot and done directly with a ballpoint pen. When it comes to drawing, I think draw whatever you want, as long as you're having a great time. You can even add some new things. For this one, I added a little sun. This one, I tried to add a little shovel and bucket, like the toys that you would find at the beach, but kind of looks more like an old school detonator, like something you'd find in Looney Tunes or something. But yeah. This concludes our tutorial. My name is Lian Fermalo, and see you next time.